All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Sacramento Redwoods and the Houston Texans. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
On first down, Powell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And let's look here at the Houston offense.
And a big key is going to be how can these wideouts create separation from the defensive backs? Because we've seen some early success in the passing game in this one, and that's going to need to continue.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's going to look deep in zone. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Now, this is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really haven't. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And some room to maneuver. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there out of Cook. 78 yards. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. 2nd down and goal. Jackson. J.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. And he's going to go down again. Matt Judon has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Now Jackson. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Boy, what a job there. 4th down that far away from the end zone just to get it in, get that done.
An unlikely result, but it occurred nonetheless. What a terrific play. Great way to finish and in the end zone.
And the defense has to be scratching their heads, right?
That's usually to their advantage. In that situation, they should be able to make a play on the ball, but instead it turned out to be a touchdown, and they've got to go figure it out on their sideline.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
From the 40 now on second down, Watson. Chris Jones, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
To throw is Watson. Now they go screen. It's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up fourth down.
I know you got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started in minor league ball.
Yeah, you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right?
Tells you whether it goes or not, yeah.
Yeah, whether the play's on or not. How about the indicators offensive linemen give when they're getting ready to run a screen pass? And if those get red, well, we just saw that there, didn't we?
No gain.
No gain. Deciphered it and finished the play off.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front. Yeah,
let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Play action. Now Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacramento with the football here as we get set to begin quarter two, as they've got it with a 3rd and 14 coming up.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the...
That's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 32 on the play.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one, any type of arc, puts a little air under it.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his first touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Point after, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. more touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run the counter. It's Howell. And they can't bring him down. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On first down, it's Watson. And his throw is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Throwing again is Watson. He gets it to Thomas. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. From the red zone now, Watson looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Touchdown, baby. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
The pick six, they'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Set to take over again, Deshaun Watson and this Texans offense. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Here we go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Watson trying to get his guys moving. Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson, and the catch made by Hopkins. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, Watson. Thomas has got it, complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. Back to throw, Watson. And not able to get it that time. He hit on 6 straight passes. Not there, second down. Right there on the coverage was the safety, Jesse Bates. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives him a chance to regroup, relax.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Kiki QT. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are back within a single score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. On the move to his left, and he's got Booker. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Ball's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. In for the score. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter.
Reset. 19. 56. I got you. I got you.
The final 2nd ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take it. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now Jackson on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Jackson to throw again. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. To throw is Jackson. He gets this one to Boyd. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. He can run for it, and he will. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Throwing is Jackson. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target, but it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 10. Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And they're going to speed things up here. Jackson down. Throwing on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. From the 30 on 2nd down. Jackson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Play action. It's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah.
Pressure gets there, and he goes down. Now, there's also a flag, but this might be on the offense anyway. Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
2nd and 5 now. Watson. And it'll be intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and he will have a touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
From the 50, it's Watson. Finding Green complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now it's Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick, there on the coverage. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Here's Watson. Going to throw again. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And Eifert has it. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. For 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
A gain of 6 there on first.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Tyler Eifert, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans cut into that lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. Defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that cuts this lead down to 13. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Jackson now.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Check 13. Check 13. Hey, check.
4th down. Here's Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers, but instead they'll keep the possession on the INT.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away.
A.J. Green, past the 20. Touchdown, Houston. A.J. Green, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now, they're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Jackson to throw. Flush to his right. And his throw is going to be incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them...
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Dancing to his left. And that's caught inside the 35. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. That's thrown to Smith-Schuster out wide. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. That's going to be caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. And even 30 yards on a play that began back at the 30. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
And a little quarterback draw option works to perfection for him.
Yeah, it's hard to account for the quarterback in most situations on defense, and that's why the quarterback draw is so successful. Everyone else covered, makes a little fake, runs into the end zone.
Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. To try again after the sack. Watson, now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Watson, he's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Tight end's right. 3 down. Time to go.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one.
Check 41. Bang it.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Room here to run. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for our visitors, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on
switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side, yeah, we gon' ride till we die. This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. 20 of us, that's 20 goons in them. Ice cream whip, triple school. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. Wanna run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side, yeah, we gon' ride till we die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side, yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
From Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we back up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from.